Welcome to Black Cat Crossing. In this week's show, we're discussing the haunting of RMS Queen Mary, a luxury cruise ship turns haunted hotel and museum. After, we will review the movie Annabelle. So grab a drink, sit back, relax, and come to the unknown with us.
In 1930, at the John Brown shipyard in Clyde, Scotland, the first skill plate for what was to be the RMS Queen Mary was laid. The ocean liner is said to be named after Mary of Teck, King George's wife. This ship promised to be and was much bigger, powerful, and faster than the Titanic at 1,000 feet high. The ship was christened by Queen Mary on September 26, 1934. The RMS Queen Mary first set sail on May 27, 1936, carrying 3,035 people, both passenger and crew, across the Atlantic on her maiden voyage. Onboard facilities were varied and wide, boasting 2 swimming pools, beauty salons, libraries, children's nurseries, a music studio, a lecture hall, dog kennels, prayer rooms, telephone connectivity to anywhere in the world, and a 36-car garage. This sounds like a small neighborhood to me.
Right?
I both love the idea of living on a ship and am terrified by the idea for so many reasons.
Oh my God, me too.
Same. Okay. So for the first 3 years of sailing across the Atlantic, only the world's most influential and affluent persons were hosted on the ship. It is said that the Queen Mother, the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, George and Ira Gershwin, Greta Garbo, Clark Gable, and Sir Winston Churchill sailed in the luxury of the Queen Mary. It was not too long after, in 1939, World War II began, and the Queen Mary was converted to a troop ship, painted a camouflage gray, and was then dubbed the Grey Ghost. With a carrying capacity of up to 5,500, which was increased from its previous of 2,410, by the end of the war, the Queen Mary had survived a collision at sea, sailed over 600,000 miles, and carried over 800,000 troops. Not only that, but also held the record for the only floating vessel to carry over 16,000 passengers and participating in the D-Day invasion. My goodness, there is such history on this ship.
The Queen Mary definitely had an interesting life, and I love that they named it the Ghost Ship, or the Grey Ghost.
Right.
Well, it might as well be the Ghost Ship.
Right.
But that was not all. At the end of the war, more than 22,000 war brides and their children were transported to the USA and Canada over 13 times in 1946, in what would be called the baby and bride voyages. In 1946, the Queen Mary once again resumed its luxury cruises after undergoing refurbishment. This went on for about 20 years. However, in the early 1960s, with air travel becoming more affordable, transatlantic cruises were not as fashionable, causing the ship to be withdrawn from service in 1967. By that time, the Queen Mary had done a total of over 1,000 transatlantic voyages, carrying 2,112,000 passengers. And on December 6th of that same year, it made its final journey to Long Beach, California, after being purchased by that city for a whopping $3.5 million. The ship is now permanently docked and is now a hotel and museum, attracting thousands of visitors annually.
Can you believe it? $3.5 million for a ship? That's crazy.
Right?
That's nuts.
Yes. And when I was doing the research, they said that it was originally bought. It originally cost about, I think it was 3.5 whatever it was back then, but it was totaling about like $23 million.
Holy mother.
The conversion at the time. That's how much it was worth at that time. So
holy mother.
I don't know if that's 3. Yeah, that's quite a lot of money.
Jesus.
Very much so. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it said that the ship was one of the most haunted places in the world. Not surprising, really, considered the tragic death that occurred aboard. At least 49 deaths have been reported that have occurred on Queen Mary within the last 60 years. It is rumored that over 150 ghostly spirits resigned and lurked in the bowls of the ship.
Oh my god. Well, Kyle, well.
This took a left turn.
That's not what I meant.
Oh my
Oh my god. Oh, our viewers are probably cracking up right now.
Oh my. So if there are 49 recorded deaths, but 150 spirits, more than half of the actual deaths wouldn't have been reported.
Yes.
That's crazy.
That's right.
Well, it's kind of hard, especially if
means a
you're a troop ship too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Especially if you're a what? I didn't catch that.
If you're a troop ship. Oh my god, I can't speak today.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
What is wrong with me?
I suspect a lot. It'll come back to you.
Oh.
I guess a lot of persons too probably did some they probably murdered quite a few people as well, and nobody knew, especially if a ship that big. Sometimes I'm sure that there are some that just weren't recorded, like Z said.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, just to warn you guys, there are some stories that are quite disturbing. But let's get to it. I'm very excited. The engine room, and hopefully I don't mess up, so fingers crossed. The engine room, located 5 feet below the water level in particular, is said to contain the most paranormal activity. And in fact, the room door 13 is said to have crushed to death at least 2 men in different times in the history of the ship. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's a horrible way to die.
Right? Just get crushed by a door.
Yeah, I can't even think. Oh, it gives me shivers.
Door 13 is said that in 1966, an 18-year-old crew member was crushed to death by the door during a routine door drill. He was found trapped with his hands pinned to his sides. Although he was freed and rushed to the hospital, it was just too late to be saved. He was bleeding from his nose and his chest and arms. His pelvis showed signs of being crushed. The bearded man ghost is often seen walking along the alley dressed in a blue overalls before disappearing near the door. While some report hearing the sounds of running footsteps and whistling, others report seeing an engineer in the hallways asking if guests has seen his wrench, but has disappeared when they come back to find him. Another frequent report is a greasy handprint appearing on guests' faces. That's creepy.
Enjoying what you've heard so far? Be sure you never miss an episode by following us. Thank you for your support. Now back to the show. Very much so. Very much so.
Boiler room number 4. Here is a little girl often seen, sometimes sucking on her thumb or other times carrying a doll.
Aww.
Stateroom B340. Walter J. Adamson, if I said that correct, a third-class passenger, passed away in the room in 1948. The circumstances of his death remain unknown. Guests stayed in that room reported a myriad of sightings, from sightings of a man dressed in a 1930s style suit said to be Mr. Adamson. The maids would complain of running water in the bathrooms when no one was staying in there. Guests reported that bathroom lights turn on and knocking at the door in the middle of the night and early morning calls with no one at the other end. One lady who stayed in the room in 1966 claimed that she was awoken into the middle of the night with her bed sheets were pulled off her. At the foot of her bed stood a man. She immediately screamed and ran for the stewardess, but the man vanished in thin air right before her eyes. In the playroom of the third-class children's playroom, a baby's cry would be often to be heard. It's rumored that it's possibly an infant boy who passed away shortly after birth. That's so sad.
There's a lot of children's deaths.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Yes.
Very sad.
The Marietana room. I have no idea if I said that right.
Don't ask me.
Sounds right. Sounds right to me.
Two maids were sent to clean this room in preparation for a VIP reception in 1989. Upon entering the room, they found who they thought to be a passenger sitting silently in the middle of the dance floor. When a third maid entered, she was unnerved by the staring of the seated woman and asked her to move, to which she got no response. When the maids called for security, they all claimed that the passenger faded into thin air. All three claimed to have seen this. The first and second class swimming pool. The first class pool was once one of extreme luxury, boasting a mother of pearl ceiling, illuminated fountains, and intricate mosaic tiles. Now it is abandoned due to California code. I cannot read today. Here, however, paranormal activity is quite high, and a number of ghosts have been reportedly sighted. The sound. Oh my goodness. I have my glasses on today, so I can't see.
Oh, is that how it works?
That is exactly how it works. The sound of splashing can be heard at times, and wet footprints leading from the deck to the changing rooms. Some have claimed to see a little girl clutching a teddy bear. Women lounging and wandering the decks in 1930s style bathing suits. A woman clad in a tennis skirt walks down the stairs and disappears behind a pillar. A woman dressed in her wedding gown with a little boy dressed in a suit is seen standing near the pool. A little girl dressed in a blue and white dress who appears in a cloud of steam and disappears as soon as she appears. In the second class swimming pool, it is said a little girl named Jackie is alleged to have drowned, and her spirit can be seen and heard. Often laughter and her voice can be heard. However, Cher Jarman, author and a paranormal investigator, has pointed out that there are no records of drowning in the history of the ship. The Mayfair Room. These offices once housed the ship's beauty salon. Back in 2001, a member of staff reported early for work and felt that something was not quite right. While sitting at her desk, she felt a drop in temperature and felt like someone brushed against her chair, but she was alone in the office. Not long after, she saw a ghostly figure dressed in white walk across the room and passed right through the door. The employee left immediately and waited for the arrival of her coworkers. Why are all ghosts dressed in white?
I don't know. That's very interesting. I guess
makes it easier to
color.
All of the dresses in the afterlife are white.
White. Except for the little girl in blue and white. It's just a hint of color. That one girl. So the now infamous floating hotel and museum usually hosts many tours and offers many varied souvenirs. Historians, thrill seekers, and paranormal investigators have been known to visit the ship quite often. Should you wish to visit the Queen Mary, unfortunately, you are in for a bit of wait. That option is currently unavailable as it is temporarily closed due to the current pandemic, as well as a need for urgent repairs to prevent the ship from sinking, which is estimated to cost upwards of $23 million.
Wow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Which of the sightings mentioned are you most curious about?
Oh my god, there's so many sightings. There's so many.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to see hear the splashing and see the wet footprints.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious about the boiler room, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Especially
I'm not, because I was going to say. Sorry, go ahead.
No, keep going.
No, I was gonna say I feel like because it was a violent death in the boiler room, that
It might be a
was it?
violent spirit.
Yeah, the spirit might be a bit violent, and that just I think I would go more for the the little dainty little girl that disappears as soon as she appears. Like you said, Z, the footprints. I'm totally for that. I'm not going anywhere near the boiler room. I'm sorry.
Or how
I'm
about
not-
that room? That room,
The Mayfair room.
yeah. I don't know.
That
At
was
this, at the same time, I'm like, maybe.
I don't know. I
Maybe.
think I'd want to see it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Not by myself, but I would definitely go with somebody else to see it.
Well, I'll be by the swimming pool. So when you're done, you guys can tell me what you found.
Sully's going poolside.
No way I'm going there.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
so yes. Yes, see.
I was just gonna segue into the Annabelle review.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
god, the Annabelle.
Oh my gosh, it was good. Annabelle was good. The movie was creepy, and funny enough, the creepiest part of the movie for me was the way that the doll just stared at you. It was like so empty and just starey with its glass eyes. It was and the longer that it was in focus, the more creepy it became. And by the way, on a side note, I can't understand why anyone would want to buy that creepy ass doll in the first place. There is no way I would go into a store and say, "Oh, that one is so adorable. I'll have that one." Hell no, never.
I was not
Sorry?
a fan. I was not a fan of the face paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me either. But I found that it was I was a bit more annoyed by the reactions of the actors in the movie. It felt like every reaction to the experience or whatever the situation was just a little bit delayed. And maybe it was for the theatrical reasons or just the personality of the characters, but it just annoyed me how slow they went about, reacting to the situation. And on the plus side, the shock effect was amazing. I was at times horrified and gasping at scenes and screaming at the screen and clutching my pillow. And I think psychologically, some of the things that happened to Mia just resonated with me. Oh my gosh, that word, it didn't seem so hard. Funnily enough, the actress who played Mia is also named Annabelle Willis.
Huh. I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
It's
always weird to me when like an actor or actress's real name is the name of
the movie.
either like another character in the movie or the character that they're playing themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially when it's a horror movie. The movie was creepy. Especially how the demon used the doll and how it kept appearing even though it was thrown away or being miles away. It just brought it back. That was like, I don't know. But this is why I don't play with dolls. Their blank stares just scares me. Just the whole demeanor of dolls just scares me. The elevator part was like the scary part for me just because like, oh my goodness, like if you close the elevator and then it opens up again and you're in the same freaking spot, I would think I would have started crying.
Yes.
I would have started crying.
So many times.
See,
That was
and
creepy.
actually you were right about like the character, how like she did not really show a lot of emotions. She just like froze. And I think that's what I would have done. I would have froze. I would have been like, oh my god, I'm so scared, I don't know what to do. But yeah, so but that, yeah, that movie was creepy all in itself, and it just gave me another excuse not to play with dolls.
So this movie got me on the jump scares. The basement elevator scene stands out to me as one of the more creepy scenes. And I've never really had a fear of elevators or basements, but the anxiety in that scene freaked me out. And then the end scene with Evelyn, that just broke my heart.
Oh my god, right?
And I 100% agree with Sully and Barry. The blank stare of Annabelle was very unsettling. Take creepy ass dolls off my gift list, please.
Oh, what? You don't want one?
No. Nope. I'm definitely ready to watch the next one though.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Me too. Me too, definitely.
All right, guys, that concludes our chat today on the haunting of the RMS Queen Mary. It was a nice spooky tale. As always, we can be reached on our social media accounts. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at BlackCatCrossy2, on Facebook at Black Cat Crossing Podcast, or on Instagram at Black Cat Crossing Podcast. We have also started our little space on a Discord to socialize with our listeners. Grab the invite link on any of our socials mentioned previously. We can't wait to see you there. And if you have a paranormal encounter that you want to share with us and would like to hear in a future episode, you can shoot us an email at blackcatcrossingzabs, that's capital ZABS, @gmail.com. You can also keep up with us at our website at www.blackcatcrossing.co. We'll see you next time in the unknown.
I said it on 3.
That one was
Yes, we all
actually
had
much
it together.
that one was much better.
Yes.
Yes.
You can hear Carla's like
I
in
agree.
the, and then she pauses like, when are we supposed to say unknown?
Because I heard no one else. So I was like, ah. Oh my god. I think we'll just always suck at this.
I think that's just now our thing. Our thing is we suck at our ending.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
God.
sometimes it's good, sometimes we do good.